good morning. It's Thursday now. It's been a bit of a funny week really. So I was meant to work for my good friend all of this week doing holiday cover. So I did the Monday, and then all of his work just went really quiet. So being, you know, a casual bloke, obviously I had to go home. Not really a problem. He's like, no, you know, I've got stuff on Wednesday. So anyway, I went home Tuesday, and he phoned me Tuesday and said, "Look, I'm really sorry, there's nothing, you know, it's all gone really quiet and gone wrong." I was like, oh no. So anyway, he said, "Look, if you can find something else, do it, because, you know, I should have work, but if you can guarantee it elsewhere, you know, go and do that." So I've got 2 days work for Tannington's, my last full-time boss. Such what's going on up here? Tractor in the road or something. So anyway, whilst I was at home Tuesday afternoon, I noticed the water just really started running slowly, and didn't think too much of it. There have been some roadworks in town, so I thought perhaps there's something to do with that. Anyway, then the water stopped upstairs completely. So a friend of mine came round who's a plumber, had a look, couldn't suss out what it was, wasn't too sure. So we called Essex and Suffolk Water. They said they'd send someone out tomorrow, which would be the Wednesday, yesterday. So anyway, I woke up Wednesday morning, got downstairs, and in my kitchen, water all over the floor. I was like, oh no. So thank God, in a way, I wasn't working for me mate. Because if I was working and I was away till Friday night, I'd have one severely flooded house right now. So thankfully I was at home. So I spent all of yesterday morning mopping up. I couldn't leave it. Every sort of 5-10 minutes I'd go in, mop up, empty the bucket. It's terrible. So luckily my mate, the plumber, and another friend of mine, they came round and spent the whole afternoon digging out like the kitchen and the outbuilding joint to it. I managed to find the leak and replace the pipe, which I'm just massively grateful for, you know, rather than having to call someone out, this, that and the other. So they've done it a bit cheaper than what it usually would have been, well, such. So yeah, that's one big disaster averted, thank God. And while I was there yesterday afternoon, I then had a message from the lady from the BDMLR, British Divers Marine Life Rescue. If you could support them and drop them a donation, that'd be much appreciated. You know, could I help in a seal transfer? So a seal had been picked up from Holt, or near Holt in North Norfolk, and it had to come down, fun enough, to the vets in Saxmundham where I live. So I went off to meet the chap who was bringing it down, who, I don't think he drives that far, I'm not too sure. So I basically ended up at Norwich to meet him and then bring the seal back to the vets, give him a hand with that. So again, if I'd been at work, I wouldn't have been able to help with that. I'm sure somebody would have been able to somehow, somewhere, but you know, I really enjoy doing that seal work. So so yeah, funny old week really. So yeah, I'm doing 2 days and I'm just on sugar beet, and I think that's all I'm going to do is sugar beet for the next couple of days, and I'm on here all of next week as far as I know. So even more sugar beet. So the videos might not be too long, because it's half of it's A14 and half of it's small Suffolk roads. Generally, just depends where you're loading from, but I'll certainly try and put something together. So yeah, today I'm in a flat-roofed Mercedes Axor. It pulls really well, it goes really well, and it's quick. I'll give it that. The seat, I've just so bouncy, it's ridiculous. I don't know if there's any way of adjusting it. And the Mercedes gearbox is just rubbish. It's here on a starter. I don't know if they've improved in the last few years or not, but I remember them being rubbish before, and they're certainly living up to my memory of them. So there we go. It could be worse. So apologies if I keep moaning about the gearbox whilst I'm driving. So yeah, I'm not far from the beet factory now. I've got to do an induction. to get your sugar beet card, your driver's swipe card basically. And then I'm good to go. Then I can use the automated lanes. It should save a bit of time. Health and safety overload though, I was chatting to the chap yesterday, I thought I'd heard him say you can't wear shorts, and it's nuts really. I can't quite fathom that one out, because the only time you get out of your truck is to do up undo the tailgate and then do it back up, which is kind of both times you're outside of the factory, you know, before you've even checked in. So I don't know. I don't make the rules. I can understand health and safety to a degree, but sometimes it just goes so far the other end of the spectrum, it's ridiculous. But maybe there's a good reason for it, maybe not. So anyway, I'm going to turn this off now because I'm just about to come off and head round and in, so I'll talk to you in a little bit. So it's an absolute beauty of a morning from sunny Suffolk. How's that for a view from the office? Can't argue that, can you? So just loading sugar beet up near Debich. So that's it going on ever so slowly. So basically this is a cleaner loader, and the shovel will put it in there like that. Then that will shake all the dirt and stuff like that off and drop it into the bulker. Right, we're away. Oh, what a palaver. I just couldn't get the PTO to engage to tip the trailer up to weigh it. And when I finally did, I was over 2 ton overweight. So never mind, I'll tip a little bit back on the heap and just reloaded a bit more on. But apart from the horrendous ride in this thing, it pulls really well. And what I've always liked about the axles, they've got this little steering wheel, and it's just like driving a car. And I find them sort of really manoeuvrable. But oh blimey, that's about it. So anyway, back to the beet factory for load number 2. If I can find my way out. But this is what I enjoy. This is much nicer than being on industrial estates and stuff like that. Being out on the farms and the countryside. So I don't know how many loads we get in today. It used to be a case of if you're loading around where the trucks are based, you'd get 3 in a good day really. why I'm not a big fan of auto gearboxes. Sometimes it's alright, but sometimes it's just a real pain. I mean, this is a 15 plate truck, so... But then I've never found the Mercedes box to be any good in general, at any time. We'll see how... There's no fridge in here, so I couldn't bring me milk to make myself a brew, which is a bit of a disaster. I'll have to stop and get a fill up. And these cabs, these axle cabs, because they're a little bit narrower, you can't quite reach the automated ticket machines at the weighbridge. So this is the hill the staff came hauling down. Sort of past that, just around here somewhere. He went charging in. I don't even know if this is actually a twin steer, or if it's just a pusher axle. I mean, the way it's handling, I think it might be a pusher. So if it's not steering, I don't know why manufacturers make them, to be honest. They're just horrible to drive. Surely they must chew tyres up. This here day, 25 past 8, so it's not too bad. On the way back, load number 2. Just sit there. Well done. Some people are just so completely oblivious to what's going on around them, and they think the truck just handles like a car, and never mind. This is usually a favourite bit where you'll meet another truck. It goes all a bit narrow. Pro box, well done. Up, down, up, down. This is why I'm not a fan of them. I can see the road, I know what it's doing, and the vehicles around me. The gearbox can't. And you can drive them in manual mode, but what's the point? If the whole point of an auto is to do it for you, but it's not for the job, just have a manual box. My opinions on things, of course. So we're just coming up on the village of Codnam, which, as you might see from that sign, I can't go through this way. You can go through the other way. It's like a one-way system. And if I'm coming back to the same farm, I'll definitely film going back through Codnam. Codnam is a pain in the backside in a car, let alone a truck. I was lucky this morning coming through, didn't meet a single vehicle, and that really doesn't often happen. You're going to have to put your wheels over. Got no choice in the matter. So yeah, the trucks go around this route, this way. So you've just skipped round someone who's waiting. Quite sure what that Polo was expecting. Certainly should have been going a lot slower than that. I remember when Bob was alive, we used to go that way to go to the cafe, and he was going he was going along there once. I was away at work, so he was going on his Todd, and the high winds shut the A14, the Orwell Bridge, and he said it was just chaos through there because trucks were trying to get through Codnam to avoid the bridge, to avoid Ipswich. Excuse me. And I can't remember how long he said it took him to get through. It was like 20 minutes or half an hour, something ridiculous, which in theory should take you a couple of minutes. It was just absolute nightmare. It's a nice looking little village, Codnam, but I don't think it's got any heart and soul anymore, and I think quite possibly a lot of holiday homes. The pub is shut, you know, it's a struggling little place. Come on, have a foot down for... See? It's embarrassing, you just look unprofessional, don't you? Sitting at an empty junction, just not going anywhere, well, my foot's down, you know, just... And if the revs are far too low, just change down a bit. It's the whole... Anyway. It's funny, I was chatting with Pip Dunn, the editor of Classic Truck magazine, at the Retro show the other weekend, and he was saying, you know, he doesn't understand why some people still prefer a manual over an auto. And I said, look, you know, I do, but I haven't driven many autos for a while, but in my experience they've all been rubbish. You know, they obviously have come on leaps and bounds, but this Merc box is still crap. Coddenham's off to the right there. So that's safely around it. So for those of you that travel this road at all, this entrance is only ever open during the beet campaign, as they call it. Find out what time the factory opens, because normally it's queued sort of too deep all the way down here to start the day, but being as it's now 9 o'clock, the queue's long since gone. Too fast, you get told off. See if we can get the automated one working all right. Driver's card. Right, stop to do the tailgate. Huzzah! Lovely, thank you very much. Cheers. Got there in the end. Right, we don't need a sample, so that's good. Which means we can go across to bay number 4. Pardon me. There's the big old heap of beet. Morning. So this thing will turn, which it won't because it's a heap of crap. tail all up again.